So therefore, I mean, let's hear today what is the second version of the story is today. How has it transitioned now to get himself to the corporate space? Benard, now that, of course, after all this space. So where are you now? And so let's start the story from there.
Thank you. Thank you for obviously giving me another opportunity. So I'd like to just build up the story from where we left, which is now I've gotten into the ICT space, the technology space, mainly fintech. Now we call it fintech. Then we didn't call it fintech. It was still ICT. So at that specific stage, I am learning a lot of things. I am learning how to create products as a product manager as far as tech is concerned. I'm also learning how to sell tech. I'm learning how to lead teams because I was the head of business and I was representing the whole of East Africa. I'm also learning how to do account management, how to do proper digital marketing for fintech, how to strategize on how to build a product roadmap or tech, and even how to sell and how to deal with big accounts. Because I used to deal with very big accounts. I used to deal with county governments. I used to deal with parastatals. I used to deal with corporate organization and SMEs, all selling tech, but now on a different level as a senior leader.
Maybe. By this time, you finished to the University of Nairobi studies.
Yes, by that time I have finished. So now I am fully now in the workspace, and everything has completely changed.
Great.
Yeah. So what I got from
that, no background studies on IT or anything.
Zero. In fact, I like what you said. It's not about what you've studied for in your intro. At times it doesn't necessarily follow that path. Ni ukijituma, somehow things unravel as you go on. And then again, it's not even about your background, you know. For anyone who could be listening to me and they think the background really holds you back, at times no, and mainly so it doesn't. So just encourage yourself. Yeah. So at that particular stage of my life, I am doing a lot of what you'd call corporate sales of technology. And I'm interacting with the big people across different sectors. Banks, insurance companies, now at the corporate level, decision making. Remember when we started the story, I was interacting at the low level.
Yes.
You know, at the entry level of sales managers and stuff. Now I'm sitting down with actuarial scientists, with directors, with CEOs, with GMs of that level. Whether
the decision makers.
Exactly. In the financial ecosystem, because of the tech we are selling, whether it's banking ecosystem, whether it is insurance ecosystem, microfinance, SMEs, including the same media houses, I was going back to them because we had a product for them. We are the first company to build e-paper. You know, the digital newspaper. We were the first in this country to build a digital, like just digitizing the whole newspaper, what we call e-paper, and then plugging in electronic payments or payment gateway. We were the first in this country. This is 2014 there, because I got into the fintech there late 2013. We were also the first to actually drive e-commerce ecosystem. And then it was very different. You know, if I could quickly mention it, we would go to stalls, you know, at that capacity at the fintech state to really help stalls and shops in town understand what you have physically can actually become a virtual shop. You know, and not to say that people didn't know, but they were not very much exposed to it. So to help them understand, this is called a website, not that they don't know, but then this is called a shop that integrates into the website. And this is how you manage your digital inventory. This is how you upload your products. And finally, this is how you actually integrate payments, which is where we came in. So that now your customers can actually pay electronically. So that went on for quite a while. Then I jumped to different other technology companies. I only pivoted a bit when I went to what you call now DCP, Digital Credit Providers. Before they were called DCP because of CBK, Central Bank of Kenya regulation. They were called unregulated digital lenders. So my fintech journey also took me to what you call a DCP now, a digital credit provider, the likes of Branch, Tala and all that. I used to lead one as their leader. And we built digital solutions or digital credit products that would disburse through mobile apps. And now that gave me a whole different ecosystem of understanding finance. Remember, my story at the beginning starts also with finance, because insurance is finance. It's a financial product. Now there's a new element. This is late now 20 2018 there, 2019, there's a new element now of understanding financial products. So you're doing financial modeling, you're creating credit products, you're understanding behavioral patterns of payments, of default, how to market it, etc., etc., and all that. And that was good, which then continued until late 2020. And I lost the job. You know, but not necessarily.
That's COVID time, is
it?
Yeah,
COVID time, yeah. So just before losing that job, there's a couple of few things that happened. In 2020, I think around March, that's when Kenya reported its first COVID case. And remember that business you were doing credit to open market. As long as you can download an app, you can fill some forms, you qualify because of whatever algorithm you're using, and then you get a loan. So I remember when I joined that company, there were about 15,000 borrowers. By the time I was leaving, there were upwards of 60,000.
Wow.
We really did a lot of work there. So when COVID hit, then the business started going down south. Mainly because the president came and said, President Uhuru said, because of this new pandemic, which is a scare to humanity and people didn't even know how to react, anyone who has a loan, do not continue to pay the repayments if you can't. That's what he said. It was gazetted. Secondly, he then said, every lender, can you pause on interests? Then he came back again and said that you will not be listed in CRB. I think for a period of 9 months or 6 months or something like that. Yeah. So all the loans we had given out, I think our loan book just before COVID was about 112 million Kenya shillings cumulatively. By the time August of 2020 came, we were upwards of 222 million defaulted.
People borrowing. Oh, default.
Default, yeah.
Oh.
So pre-COVID was 112 million.
So it has more than doubled.
Yes. Because people stopped paying. And you have, you know...
you can't list them.
Yeah, you can't list them. You
can't charge them.
Yeah, remember our customer care service used to call them and people tell you, sleepy. Some of them were genuine because you see, again, we were giving maybe 500 bob all the way to 70 bob. I mean to 70,000, sorry. 500 bob to 70,000. Depending again on your class of risk, because that's the way we build the technology there and the algorithms. So you'd find most of the mamambogas, the hawkers, and everyone else. Maybe someone gets a 500 from our app. They go work it a bit, then pay it back maybe after 3 days or 14 days, borrow another one, or borrow from Tala. There's a certain ecosystem there. You find people borrowing from Tala, Branch, our platform like that, just going up and down. So, and they would pay and all that. So the loan book, the defaulted loan book, ballooned to 222 million Kenya shillings. And that was now by August. We stopped lending. You know, then by November I had lost that job. You know, and then there were many layoffs and all those things. So I got affected by COVID outrightly. You know, I'm one of those you call statistics that were affected by COVID properly, not sideways, not side effects for lack of a better word, but direct hit. And there's a part of story I haven't given in between all these corporate work. I also used to consult for a lot of other fintechs, locally and internationally, many other jobs concerning business management, development and all that. So I've really known my way around. So when I lost that job, I had already started to ask myself, what can I do? Now that I have all these information, what can I do? And that's how now what I do was born, which I'd now like to share with you.
Wow, wow. Oh, great. What a story. What an inspiration. As you get towards the tail end of this, let's get to know that this gentleman that has such a wealth of experience and such a daring mind to get and to venture into things, into spaces that you've not trained for. spaces and levels that you've never actually even thought that you could get there.
100%.
So, yes. So where are you now?
Very good. Thank you for that. So now, as I mentioned in the intro, we are in data and finance. Data and finance in livestock value chain. So I'm the founder and CEO of an agri-fintech, if you will. Agri-fintech means agriculture, financial services, and technology. It's called Imfuyo. Imfuyo. I will show the name.
Yes.
I think I showed to that camera there. I don't know if he's able to zoom. The name is here. Imfuyo. And what I'm holding is called an ear tag. I'll talk about it in a few. Very good. I think I can place it down now.
Yeah.
So the space I'm currently in now, as mentioned, is data and finance in livestock value chain. Let's unpack it a bit. So what do? We use data and finance to drive food security, which is production of meat and milk. Financial inclusion, which is uptake of financial products, especially in rural, underbanked and unbanked farmers, because they miss out a lot on financial inclusion, whether it is understanding what is a loan, what is insurance, how do you bank, etc. How do you use your money? How do you run your livestock enterprise as a business? And of course, injecting insurance products like livestock insurance and still injecting credit products or loan products that help them to buy cows, goats, feed, just working capital for the farm and all that. I'll explain all these in a few. And then, of course, another element that we really push for is impact. So we use data and finance to drive food security, financial inclusion, and impact. Impact is uplifting homes or homesteads. Now that a farmer is making about 20,000 Kenya shillings worth of milk sales, how do we help him to move from 20,000 to 40,000? And what does that mean for him in many, many other ways as far as impact is related? So this is what Imfuyo does. And we do it mainly in rural Kenya. So we do a lot of work in Kirinyaga, in Muranga, in Meru, also through partners in Narok, many places, Kajiado and all that. And what we do for a much more simplified explanation, picture it like this. You have a farmer called John, as an example, and John has 5 cows. Let's say they even dairy cows. So this is a good farmer.
Yeah.
And one dairy cow is about 100,000 Kenya shillings. That's 500,000. John is in urgent need of only 50K because he either has a sick person in the hospital or needs to offset a bill or
pay
whatever
some
else.
school fees or whatever.
Yeah, or school fees, whatever else. He rushes to the bank and says, hey, bank, I have 5 cows that are worth 500,000 cumulatively in terms of value. But I have an immediate urgent need
of 50,000.
Of 50,000. I want you to give me 50,000 and then I'll pay you back
10% of the value of his animals.
Exactly. Or I'll pay you back at a particular time. The bank will always say no. So what Imfuyo tries to do, it is to make those assets, the livestock, as collateral so that the farmers can actually get a loan against them. And we do that in a number of ways. But before I mention that, as I explain about the ear tags and the tech and everything we do, in Kenya there's a law. There's a law called Movable Property Security Rights Act of 2017. It's really grounded our business because what that law says is that you can use cows, goats, or livestock as assets to acquire a loan. And that has been the grounding and the basis of our business. So we've built our model around that specific law. And for us to give a farmer a loan or a farmer a loan against their animals or assets, we have to first of all to know the cow. We have what we call KYL, know your livestock. KYL, know your livestock.
It's a KYC.
Exactly.
Know your customer.
Yeah. So for the human being, exactly. For the human being, we have KYF, which is know your farmer. Yeah. And then for the animal, we have KYL, know your livestock. So the first thing we do is that we have to tag the cow. Assuming this customer or this farmer wants to get a loan against the asset, you first of all have to tag the cows. And this is an ear tag. We have multiple types of ear tags, but because of time, I'll not get into all the functionalities and all that. But ear tags help us to create identification. You want to know that this is the animal by number. This is the animal potentially by name. And then we collect data. So we have softwares and we have hardwares. This is hardware. The software helps us to collect 2 sets of data. KYF, which is know your farmer, or KYC, know your customer, knowing the human being. This human being is called this name, this is their age, their email address, their location. We collect even the GPS and the picture. And we also collect other historical information concerning this specific human, whether it's their bank statements, their M-Pesa. We want to know this person properly, know your farmer. And then we do the same for the livestock. We target onto the ears, like our logo shows here. We tag the cow's ears, then we start collecting data. This is the identification data of the animal against the ear tag, maybe against the name, the breed, the type, the height, the weight, all those things we collect. Then we value the animal. Then we give the farmer a valuation certificate of the animal. Then we also collect production data, immunization data or health data, feeding data, production data, all those data sets, we bring them into one, making it bankable and investable. And this is the data that we place to our financial partners. Here is a profile that we want you to consider for a loan. And that's how a farmer gets a loan. But we have different products within what we do. But just to back up for a minute, this is an identification hardware for a cow.
Yes.
This is an identification ear tag for a small ruminant, a goat or a sheep. This is a special one because it has a chip. It has an NFC chip, near field communication chip, that stores some data. We have multiple types of ear tags. I don't have all of them here. And then this is a unique one, very new in the market. It's a one that we have with our partners in Germany. This one is special because it has a small sharp knife here. When we tag the cow's ears, part of the cow's ear is snipped in a cattle. Then it comes into this holding area which disconnects from the ear tag. So the cow is left with the ear tag, and then we have this tube with the piece of the cow's ear which goes to the lab, because again you want to analyze this type of species and this type of data, etc. So it's very good even for helping the farmer understand this type of species needs to be fed like this, like this, like this. And then this is called an applicator. I know many of us know an applicator. This is used to punch the ear tag into the cow's ears. So just let me give you that just to hold it. It's a unique one, and it's also very quality and all that.
Wow.
So just going back into context, what Imfuyo does is to really address a couple of few things.
Yes.
So the first one, as mentioned, is food security. Food security for us means, can we produce more milk? Can we produce more meat? How Imfuyo has what we call Imfuyo Academy. We train our farmers on how to produce more, what to feed, how to immunize, how to vaccinate. We have veterinary doctors and surgeons. So when we do that, we are contributing to food security one way or the other. At the same time, we're injecting loans into the farmer's enterprise so that they're able to buy new cows, new goats, new fodder, working capital as we move them up. At the same time, we're collecting that data because we are a data and finance company. We want to really understand this is the enterprise, and this is the farmer, and this is the animal. These are the challenges and all that. So one is food security, production of more milk and more meat. Now we are in leather. We're also working with the Development Council of Leather here in Kenya because we want to really increase leather production as well within our value chain. So we are in meat, and we are in milk, and now we are in leather. The second thing that Imfuyo does is to drive financial inclusion. Extremely important. So averagely, most of our farmers are 50 years and above. Most of them are a bit left behind when it comes to banking services, when it comes to understanding financial tools, when it comes into keeping their books, their records. We help them through all that training, even through production and all that, and even taking them to market. So that's financial inclusion. Also, we inject financial products, livestock insurance, and loans as well. Livestock insurance is a very interesting product because most farmers have not yet appreciated it. It's still a new product, so to say, quote unquote, but it gives the farmer a lot of peace of mind. And we are still working with insurance companies to develop a much more better product. The same way we're working with financial institutions now to redevelop better products. We have amazing products. I'll mention about them in a few. Then the other thing we do is impact, like I mentioned earlier. When we use the data and finance model, so we have data models and financial models, pair them together to be able to drive food security, financial inclusion, now impact. Impact is important because you have to look at this story a bit differently. One, the national credit that goes to agriculture, not even livestock, to agriculture, is less than 4%. That's number one. Number two, food production is not going up, it's going down. World Bank says by the year 2050, food demand will go up 70%. And the climate isn't changing in any way, especially positively, it's going negatively. Yeah, so that means food demand and food production are getting affected.
Is increasing, production is reducing.
And it's becoming expensive at the same time. So this is a danger. So we try and use our methodologies in a small way together with different partners to try and make an impact on that as well. Thirdly, which is something that I would want now to advise young people or people that are interested in agriculture. Agriculture pays. The problem is that we have a narrative out here in the world that has lied to people that agriculture is for poor people, is dirty, and and it's also old school, and it doesn't pay. No. Agriculture pays. As a young person, try and get your niche. Do you want to plant some tomatoes? Do you want to plant some greens? Do you want to do corn? Just think about it. Corn is maize and all that. Agriculture does pay. So that is what Imfuyo does on a very high level. But for more information, kindly just Google the word Imfuyo. We have a lot of materials online, awards we've won, work we do, our different types of products. And please reach out to us as well. Finally, I wear a different hat. I'm also the president of Data Analytics of Kenya, which is an organization that is driving the data analytics as a topic across the country. We have data engineers, we have data enthusiasts, software developers, policymakers, advocacy, all trying to reshape the data analytics ecosystem. Yeah.
Wow. What a guest.
Thank you.
What a guest. Hey, thanks so much, Ben. We're so excited. Now, anybody want to reach out to you in Imfuyo?
Yes.
How would they get you?
So I would welcome anyone and everyone that wants to reach out to us by going to the website www.imfuyo.farm. Imfuyo is IMFUYO. Imfuyo. Imfuyo means livestock. It also means wealth. It's the same as mifugo, but Imfuyo is a Zulu word. You can also write to us an email if you will, if you'd like, at hello@imfuyo.farm. And you can even call me as well on 0110-563-185. Yeah.
Great. Do you want to repeat your number?
Yeah, for sure. I can repeat the number as well, but I'm very active online. Even a tweet, I will respond to. All the socials, you'll find us. So the number is 0110-563-185. That's the office line. Please call and let's see what we can do together.
Just as I mentioned, besides Kenya, where else is Imfuyo?
Yeah, so Imfuyo is in the US. We are in New Jersey and we're also in Delaware. In Africa, we're doing some work in South Africa. We've done a bit in Nigeria and a bit in Somalia. But primarily, our work is in Kenya. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Benard. We're so grateful because of having Benard here. In all those countries that he's in, he is the man behind those brains. He's a director you had. This man came from, started from Hawking. He started going to Gikomba. He started walking and going to places. He's been caught by askaris because of walking insurance in offices and that kind of a thing. This is a Kenyan-born boy. And here he is. He's in the US, he's in South Africa, he's in Europe, he's in all those countries of the world. And here he is. I mean, this means that it is possible. It is so great to have had you in the show today, Benard.
Thank you.
Very much excited, Benard Njathi, the director of Imfuyo. and we are so, so, so grateful. And thank you very much, our viewers, for watching today's show by the Builders at the Builders Table, brought to you by Pacemore. Looking forward to having many more of these. Please reach out to us. Visit our YouTube, visit our associates that you'll see that are listed in our show, and reach out to us in case that you've got a story that you want to show. Thank you very much for watching and listening. This has been your host, Godfrey Mwenda.